ナマンダーブツナマンダブツナマンダーブツナマンダブツナマンダーブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツ
Good evening. My name is Tara, and I would like to thank you for attending this evening's Joya-E service, also known as New Year's Eve service. We'll begin the service with a moment of quiet sitting. Reverend Kuwahara will strike the bell, and we will sit for 1 or 2 minutes to quiet our minds and prepare to hear the Dharma. Then he will strike the bell again, and we will continue with the service.
ナモアミダブツナモアミダブツナモアミダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツ
Reverend Kuwahara will now lead us in the chanting of the Hanjusan.
ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナようらく教うちうせんぜんげう万語祝小不体環行みだ教とうせず即税とんげうぼ大蔵一日七日千勝仏妙断主有小安楽一に海だね半国即徳不大小無償万語祝日南族一時煩悩百千円略大社場消防に六道五邪公未語ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナミダインジホシンジトンシャオウイグボダイネウオウブショウラクシュホンシュケシュドウミョウホウゾ四十八願陰寺法一一世願一種上修法小言妙極楽広大官病無限量ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナが徳菩提等身座天狗五歳道修上心相光明法世界交渉業種皆無薬一日光明相続性生脈念仏往生に欲非実法勝仏国極楽安心実税所ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥 部ナモ阿弥陀部な本師釈迦修不行上世上皇道修上一切如来千法弁薬道今日釈迦尊随喜説法皆無薬各徳語下に有心門門門不動八万四異滅無明過誤因利見即是弥陀語一生少年在会場ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナフムミダグゼイリキガジガコウシュシャバジェトイライジョウホウラ元見如来未門母心上十分起源非我語今日四方国実世シャバ本師力薬非本師知識観弥陀浄土運河に欲生浄土法師音ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ願にしくどく平等性祭道本菩提心おう上安楽ナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダー
Please join us in singing the Gatha Hondoku-san. Please join me in reciting the Three Treasures 1. Three Treasures 1. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be freed from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. We will now have a Dharma message by Reverend C.J. Dunford.
Good evening. Very happy to be here to celebrate the end of this year with everyone. I'd like to share with you a Dharma message, and I'll begin with sharing the words of Shinran Shonin. If you please join me in Gassho. The light of compassion illumines us from afar. Those beings it reaches, it is taught, attain the joy of Dharma. So take refuge in Amida, the great consolation. The light shines endlessly, everywhere, ceaselessly. Thus, Amida is called Buddha of uninterrupted light. Because beings hear the power of this light, their mindfulness is enduring and they attain birth. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, namanda, namanda. I hope that everyone's had a pleasant week. The passage that I just shared for today's Gosandai comes from Shinran Shonin, our founders, Jodo Wasan, or the Hymns of the Pure Land in English. This collection of verses describe the nature of Amida Buddha and that of Buddha's Pure Land of bliss, both of which are essential to the heart of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. I recently had a profound and deep conversation with myself, as I often do during these isolating times of COVID. Maybe and hopefully I'm not the only person who does this. But that conversation stemmed from the statement that a friend made in talking about someone else in the Sangha. They said, quote, "Oh, that person goes to temple and stuff, but they aren't really Buddhist." I don't think my friend was trying to be mean or to be judgmental. Rather, they were describing someone else's relationship to the Sangha and their proximity to our teachings. That very short statement got me to thinking a lot about who I am, and it quickly developed into a sort of crisis of faith for myself. Remember, this is a conversation that I'm having in my head after talking to my friend. Now, this might seem silly for an ordained Buddhist minister to wonder about this. That is, for me to feel a crisis of faith over my religious identity. But it felt very real. And to be honest, it's a sort of panic that I have a lot of the time. Though I give Dharma talks and lead services for the Buddhist Temple of Marin every weekend, sometimes I feel a sense of wonder, of awe, of fear, or sometimes I feel like an imposter. These feelings come from so many places in my life, from abuse and religious trauma as a child and young adult, from looking back on the person that I was, some of the terrible things that I've said and done. I've been both the victim and the victimizer in my own story and that of others. Yet, at other times, I feel comfortable, like I'm doing what I'm meant to do. And I'm not always sure that this sense of vacillation and what it has to do with my faith and my identity as a Buddhist. I'm of the mind that I am many things. We are all, each of us, complex intersection of identities. Maybe for some of us, being a Buddhist is the most important part of our lives. And maybe for some of us, we're still trying to figure out some of those identities. Either way is fine. It's great, in fact, because that's part of being alive, always figuring out who we are. Certainty, in fact, is boring, and quite frankly, I think that Buddhism teaches us that certainty is our own delusive thinking. Maybe that's what it means to be Buddhist, that we're always in a process of figuring things out, of becoming who we are, or, as Honen put it, becoming our foolish selves. Our own faith, for each of us, is something deeply personal. I've been thinking a lot about the different activities that I've been a part of in the Sangha gatherings since I started coming to temple back in 2014. Sometimes there are folks who share deeply personal religious insights, which they feel are meaningful for them alone. But those are the stories that touch and inspire me on my path. Sometimes there are folks that are honestly or even desperately searching for answers to profound questions. And I also find meaning in their seeking. There have also been folks from other walks of faith who've described experiences that felt different. Sometimes they felt alien or uncomfortable to me. Sometimes they brought up my own experiences of religious trauma and abuse, and that scared me. In addition to all of these experiences with the Sangha, I'm part of a community of scholars and religious leaders at the Pacific School of Religion, where I'm pursuing a doctorate of ministry, just like Reverend Dr. Seigen Yamaoka. Oftentimes, I feel that same sense of discomfort among other religious leaders, where I'm the only Buddhist. But these feelings of unease help me to see more clearly how profoundly different my path, the Shin Buddhist path, is from theirs. How insight, growth, healing, and community building are available to me as a Buddhist. I've come to see that I don't rely on a higher being, a superior entity, the divine, or God, to make things right in the world. No, I rely on the light of truth to expose the darkness, the dust and shadow. We call this light Buddha, but in Jodo Shinshu, Buddha isn't a person or an entity. Buddha is light, is wisdom, is the path that we're all taking together. It's insight. It is community. It's love and compassion. Buddha is awakening to truth. Buddha is an experience, is truth, is profound understanding. At the close of the year, I hope that we can all look back on the steps that we've taken and feel gratitude for our fellow travelers. There's no doubt that the last couple of years have been quite difficult. With all that in mind, looking ahead might seem frightening, and the path ahead impossible. But I think we can look forward with hope as well, because of our path is illuminated by limitless light and life. Please join me in Gasho as I share once more the words of our founder, Venerable Shinran. The light of compassion illumines us from afar. Those beings it reaches, it is taught, attain the joy of Dharma. So take refuge in Amida, the great consolation. The light shines everywhere ceaselessly. Thus, Amida is called Buddha of uninterrupted light. Because beings hear the power of light, their mindfulness is enduring, and they attain birth. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, 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 namanda. Thank you very much.
はい、Thank you CJ for a wonderful Dharma message. ありがとうございました。So I'd like to thank, first of all, Tara for being a chairperson tonight. Yes, ありがとうございました。Thank you, Tara. And then thank you, Bradley, Myron, and then Burnham for your help during today's live streaming service. ありがとうございました。And then thank you, Emiko-san, and then Tani, and the BBT music team for the beautiful, beautiful music for the Gasa today's service. ありがとうございました。And then I'd like to thank everyone who joined today's service. So, although BBT, we reopened the temple November, but due to the current surge of COVID-19 cases, new variant, so we decided to close. And so that's why originally we planned to have this Joya-E New Year's Eve service in person, but we decided, regrettably, unfortunately, decided to have this service for live stream. But I'm sure people are watching this service at home on YouTube. ありがとうございました。But anyway, so this is the last service for the year 2021. The whole year, last 1 month, November, 2 months, November, December, we could reopen the temple. But most of the time, we observed the service online. But I really appreciate all people who supported, who patiently support the BBT Berkeley Buddhist Temple. 本当ありがとうございました。Thank you very much. Yeah. So maybe at this specific time, about 5 hours later, we will have a new year. So tomorrow we will have a New Year Day service, Gantan-e, at 10 a.m. Same way on YouTube, BBT channel. And then after that, we will have Wednesday, January 5th at the 7 p.m. Evening meditation and discussion gathering. And our first Sunday service is January 9th. Sunday, January 9th is our first Sunday service. And then after the service, we will have a New Year bingo game. Please join us. And then Sunday, January 16th, we will have a virtual yoga after the service. So again, thank you very much for everything. Your support, your dedication, your listening to the Dharma attendance of the Sunday service for the year 2021. So this concludes the Joya-E New Year's Eve service. And then I hope you will have a safe and a happy New Year. ありがとうございました。Thank you very much. ナマンダブツ、ナマンダブツ、ナマンダブツ、ナマンダブツ、ナマンダブツ。ありがとうございました。